Okay, hello, and this is information, the lecture for Chapter 3, Collaborative Writing. Now, we'll do a couple of collaborative and group exercises in this class. And the biggest incident that I witnessed with collaborative writing is when group members don't always pull their weight. I can't get in touch with this group member. So and so isn't really doing his or her share of the work. In situations like that, it's good to go ahead and establish who will do what. The biggest thing you can do for you and your group members is to establish roles in the group. Now, the assignments, there are only two. They'll be capstone assignments, which means that they will end a unit. The biggest one will be the final assignment, which we will go over in a couple of weeks. So, let's take a look in your textbooks at Chapter 3 in Collaborative Writing. The advantages of collaborative writing. It builds on collective talents, so everybody brings something to the table. Team member 1 is good at writing. Team member 2 is great at executing. Team member 3 comes up with the awesome ideas. Team member 5 adds the personality or creativity to the group. So each group member can bring something to the table. You just have to establish who's going to bring what and how you all are going to work together on a team. Number 2, it allows for productive feedback and critique. Feedback is awesome. Critique is awesome. It's good to critique each other. It's good to offer positive feedback. 3, it increases productivity and saves time. These assignments that you'll have to work on in a group will take so long if you did them by yourselves. So, and they'll be less fun, really. So I think you really enjoy them. Number 4, it ensures overall writing effectiveness. When you have 8 pairs of eyes or 10 pairs of eyes proofreading a paper, you catch more mistakes, you catch more things you would have missed if you were just looking at it on your own. Number 5, it accelerates decision-making time. Number 6, it increases employee morale and confidence and decreases stress. Number 7, it contributes to customer service and satisfaction. Number 8, it affords a greater opportunity to understand global perspectives. So overall, wherever you work, you will have to work on a team. And the hardest part of working on a team, of course, is getting used to the different personalities and personality styles of different people. But if you follow some of these steps for collaborative writing, then it'll be a lot easier on yourself and on the group. Collaborative writing and the writing process. The writing process described in Chapter 2 also applies to collaborative writing. Below is a brief rundown of how groups move through the writing process. Groups must plan before they write. We remember these, right? From last chapter? Yeah. Groups must do research. Groups must prepare drafts. Groups must revise and edit. And again, assigning a role helps you know which one you will do for your group. So everyone has a role, everyone has a purpose, everyone has an idea of their place on the group. So everyone works together. And plus, when you bring in all those different personalities, if done right, you can really get a lot of good work done. Guidelines for setting up a successful writing group. Number 1, get to know each other. Absolutely. I mean, spend some time together. Set up a meeting at a coffee house or to walk around downtown after classes or to even just call each other on the phone. Something simple. Doesn't have to be anything elaborate. 2, set up a preliminary meeting to establish guidelines. This is a great idea. So from the very beginning, you know exactly where each team member stands. Number 3, agree on the group's leadership. Every group has to have a leader. It can be a couple of leaders, it can be different group members lead different sections, but there needs to be some sort of hierarchy. Number 4, identify each member's responsibilities, but allow for individuals' talents and skills. This is what I mean when I was talking about the roles. Establish the times, places, and length of group meetings. This is very important. I know that most of you are probably busy, which is why you took the online class instead of the face-to-face class. But when you set up times for meetings, it's important to be respectful of people's time. So you don't want to have 3-hour meetings, and you don't want to show up late to meetings, because everyone's time, especially now, is precious. Number 6, follow an agreed on timetable but leave room for flexibility. So set up a preliminary schedule, a tentative schedule, and if it has to change, it can change. But if you have that outline in the beginning, it'll make the group more organized throughout the process of doing the projects. And number 7, use a standard reference guide for matters of style, documentation, and format. The standard reference guide for this class is MLA format. MLA format. 10 proven ways to be a team player. We all want to be team players. We all want to be successful on a team, right? Of course we do. What fun is it to work with people if we're not going to be team players? Think collectively. So decide on something collectively. Agree on things collectively. When it comes to projects, you can't really agree to disagree. Come to a compromise, come to an agreement that everyone can deal with. Participate. Participation is so important, and especially important because this is an online class, so you're not seeing these people every day. So when you meet, when you decide to have meetings, whether they be over the phone or face-to-face, make sure that you actively participate. Take yourself out of their comfort zone, because with the 2 assignments, I mean, you don't really have a whole lot of time. You don't have 6 months to get to know somebody and then come out of your shell. So if you are someone like myself, I tend to do that, who tends to stay in your shell, just use this time, this very brief time, to come out of it, and then I promise you can go right back in at the end of the semester. Set aside, be clear and precise, right? So meeting times, objectives during the meeting, guidelines, group roles, group members' roles. These are things you want to be clear and precise about. Set aside your ego. Everyone can't be the leader. If in your past classes you have been the student to always make straight A's, the student to always handle everything, the student to always lead, this would be a perfect time for you to learn how to follow. And vice versa. If you never lead, if you're not used to being out front, if you're not used to being the center of the group, this would be a perfect time for you to test that. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But set aside your ego. Remember, the focus will be about the team. Be enthusiastic. Nobody wants to have a meeting where everybody's, always complaining. Oh, I don't want to be here. Oh, this is so stupid. Oh, you know you have to do it. So just smile and get it done. Listen to each other. Very, very important. Be open-minded. Don't shut down someone's ideas just because you don't like them. Follow the protocols for these group projects. You'll have an assignment sheet, and you'll have specific protocols and standards that you'll have to follow. Don't deviate from that. Compromise. Like I said before, you want to compromise and go with the group consensus. So if your group has 4 people and everybody else votes on this idea but you don't really like it, give it a chance. Give in to the compromise. Sources of conflict and group dynamics. Conflict can be positive, but when it creates problems for the group dynamic, that is another matter entirely. Common sources of conflict in groups include resisting constructive criticism. We hate constructive criticism. Oh, we do. We hate hearing that we didn't do something right, that we're always wrong, and we just internalize it, and oh, I'm not a good person, and I'm a terrible student, and oh my God. But that's not what it means. We know that, right? Come on. That's not exactly what it means. I mean, that's not what it means at all. So we all need a little constructive criticism. We all need a little positive reinforcement as well, though. Number 2, offering only negative criticism. Don't do that. Don't be the person who's always saying, oh, yeah, well, I don't like it. Oh, I wouldn't have done it that way. I just think it's stupid. Offer positive, constructive criticism, things that will add substance to the group. Dominating. This is what I mean when I say everybody can't be a leader. If you're a type A personality, you're going to want to lead. Try as hard as you can to resist that urge. Declining to participate, again, something that will hurt yourself and the entire group. Because remember, these are group grades that you receive and individual grades as well. Focusing on unimportant issues. Don't forget about the forest for focusing on the tree. Have you heard that? So the idea is that you're focusing on this one very little piece of the puzzle, but you're forgetting that there's still an entire puzzle to do. Don't focus on the little things. Being overly differential. So if you're just constantly, I don't like this, I don't like that, we need to do this, we need to do that, just sort of being difficult just to be difficult. Not respecting cultural differences. Remember, we're working with different people. Some people you may have never come into contact with. Maybe, I don't know. But you want to respect everyone's cultural differences. Missing deadlines or submitting unsatisfactory work. Believe me, your group members will let you know if your work is not up to par. I have no doubt about that. Violating confidentiality. So if you're going over something and within your group, and this is more for work specifically, but if you're going over a confidential project and you know it's supposed to be hush hush, but you go and tell another coworker, well, then he or she tells someone else, and he or she tells someone else, and pretty soon it's all over the office, and it's all your fault. You don't want to do that. Models for collaboration. I'm running out of time. I have to hurry up and quit talking, rambling, you know. Okay, the four most common models for collaboration used in the workplace are cooperative model, sequential model, functional model, and integrated model. A cooperative model is an individual writer who completes a first draft and solicits peer or supervisor feedback to produce a final version. Cooperative. Sequential. Sequence. Several individuals write the document, each assigned a specific portion. When each portion is complete, the coordinator assembles the individual parts. Functional model. Several individuals write the document, each assigned a specific skill area, and skill areas may include leader, researcher, designated writer, editor, and graphics expert. Integrated model. All members of the team share in planning, researching, writing, and revising and editing. So choose which model might work best for your group. Computer-supported collaboration. In today's increasing virtual workplace, computer-supported collaboration is fast becoming the norm. Employees today must be proficient at using multiple types of collaborative software, systems, or groupware. Advantages of computer-supported collaboration are increased opportunities to meet. Yes, you can meet more online, right? Reduce stress in updating new group members. Expanded options to communicate free of geographical limitations. Improved feedback and response rate. Enhanced possibility of complete and clear information. These are all pluses for computer-supported collaboration. Advantages and disadvantages of email collaboration. Advantages. Works perfectly well for collaborating on simple documents, and edits are easy to follow as long as team members differentiate their comments. Perfect, right? Disadvantages. Email does not preserve formatting such as line spacing, indentations, figures, and email programs do not offer convenient ways to remove edits and comments. So you want to be careful with emails in that respect. Document tracking collaboration. Advantages. Document tracking systems are designed specifically for collaborative writing. Original text is preserved and changes are highlighted using strike-throughs and color. Comments feature allow team members to comment on specific tagged areas of the document. This is in Microsoft Word if you haven't seen it. Multiple team members' comments and edits are clearly differentiated. Changes can be easily accepted or rejected to produce a final document. And disadvantages, tracked documents may become difficult to follow when filled with deep edits by multiple users. And I'll show you what I mean possibly in another video. Advantages and disadvantages of wiki collaboration. Advantages. Instead of showing highlighted changes, each version automatically accepts the changes. So wiki documents are easy to read from start to finish. Each edited version of the document is saved, allowing for comparison between versions. The documents are password protected, therefore confidential. The disadvantages. Because the changes are not highlighted in each version, this may result in a lack of quality control. Team members must devise a protocol for who may edit the document and when. Okay. I'm not going to speed through the rest of this. I will continue this on part 2 of the video. I think we only have a couple more slides left, but I want to show you what I mean with the Microsoft Word option as well. So I will see you for a short part 2 in just a little bit.